So for this example, what we're going to do is we're going to solve using our completing the squared method. So the very first step is we're going to add or subtract your c's from both sides. So I'm going to take this 4, I'm going to add it to this opposite side here. These two cancel, so then I'm just going to write it down. Now the idea is you want to leave a gap here in front of this equal sign. So notice where my gap is. I'm going to put a line where that gap is. And then I'm going to simplify this part, so plus 4, or actually just 4. Let me change that. So 4. Now, that's pretty much all you're doing for that step. And this is important so that way you can complete the square for this particular side of the equation. So the next thing is locate the b term. So here's our b term. And I'm going to take that term and divide it by 2. So 10 divided by 2. I'm going to get 5. And then with that result, square it. So I'm going to take the same 5 and square it. So in other words, 5 times 5 right here. So what I'm going to get is now 25. So I'm going to have 25 here. So plus 25 because part of this little trinomial here. Now, you can't just put any number, out of nowhere and just put it into the equation. You have to balance it out. So you also have to put it on this side of the equation. So in other words, I got a positive 25 and a positive 25 here. If I subtract it over, it will cancel each other out. So that's basically what we have to do here. So add this result to both sides. So positive and positive, done. Now it says factor. So we have to factor this nice perfect trinomial. And if you notice, I have a 10x and a 25. What number can factor give me this 25 here and add up to this? What you're going to have is a perfect trinomial of x plus 5. And then I'm going to go ahead and simplify that right side. 4 plus 25, I get now 29. So that completes this step. So now we have a nice little simple equation to solve. So take the square root of both sides. So I'm just going to take the square root of this, and what I do to one side, I also have to do it to the other. So what's going to happen is when I take the square root of something squared, these are inverses of each other, so they'll cancel each other out. So what's going to happen is I just now have the x plus 5 left over. Now, when you also take the square root of a number, what happens is you can have a plus or minus of that value. So we definitely want to make sure we include the plus or minus part. So we're taking square root of both sides, check, and now we have to solve. So I got to get x by itself. So all I have to do is simply move this over to the other side. These two cancel. So now my x is going to equal negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 29. So basically I have my two solutions. I have it where one is negative 5 plus square root of 29. And then my other answer, negative 5 minus square root of 29. And those are my two answers here. Okay, and I'm just leaving them unsimplified for now, but that's pretty much all we're doing with completing the square here.